Hello. This is something I just thought about doing the last 20 minutes or so. And in actual fact, it's something I've been willing to do for a very long time. And it is sit down and talk to my webcam with some music playing in the background, a nice little vibe, hopefully a crisp, clear audio. I don't know, hopefully I'll have to listen to the playback soon, but hopefully it's okay. And just to talk, I feel like it's important to just kind of like express outwardly sometimes, not necessarily to upload online, but also for yourself. It's important to kind of admit how you're feeling inside out there, whether it be verbally or on a piece of paper. In this case, verbally. So I've done this a few times, but I've kind of kept them to myself, and I'm going to kind of debate whether I want to upload this or not, but I think I'm going to, because it's something I've wanted to do for a minute, because I think it would be a really cool idea. It'd be a thing that helped me a lot, and hopefully it'll be a thing to help others out as well, because that is important. It's important to spread that kind of information and knowledge in any specific way or about any specific topic. I'm very passionate about well-being and the art of being well in yourself, not only physically but obviously mentally. And I've been through a lot of pain in the past year, but I've also had a lot of pleasure, and both coincide with each other. And I feel like it's important to recognize that for your own personal development and your growth. So I often write down as a form of expression. I've got like a little journal here. It's for my course notes, but it's also for my kind of expression and me writing down and such. And it's really helpful. I feel like people underestimate how much it actually does help when you write things down or you talk. Again, it's that kind of art of expression. It's important. And that's what I want to touch on today. I want to touch on kind of the art of expressing yourself and becoming kind of outward rather than inward, and kind of trapped and deprived within yourself. There's a phrase that I learnt this year. It's been a very important year for me personally in my growth. I've met a lot of people, I've lost a lot of people, but it kind of all roots down to one thing from what I've learnt this year, and it's expression is the opposite of depression. Putting yourself out there allows the mind to be kind of coercively free in of itself. You're allowing yourself to be in control, and it coincides with a free-flowing state of mind, and it allows you to be in flow state mentally. And that is, that should be like the ultimate goal for anyone really, peace of mind and happiness, and being able to just let loose of like worries and fears and anxieties and such, and be able to combat it in in your own way, consisting of things that you enjoy, hobbies, arts, anything expressive essentially. So I've learnt this year that it's about finding new hobbies, rekindling potential old ones, especially if you're going through times of grief and hardship. This can really, really help. And just be able to kind of emit outwardly. So you can stop being trapped in your own mind and just do rather than think. Because overthinking and depression, for example, are very relative. You have to figure out how to combat those inner struggles, but you can find that. You can find how to do that if you devote some time into working on yourself and really exploring yourself, which is an art in of itself as well, and it takes time. And with the time, it requires patience and a lot out of you. But if you can just wait and just allow yourself to take that time needed to explore, you can find some things. You can find some things that will really, really help you. And I've got some examples of that for me, because this year has been quite a struggle for me. It's been a very, very important year. 2025 be one of the most important years of my life, because I've been through a lot of pain. I've lost quite a lot of people, but I've also met a lot of people, and my life has kind of changed for the better, and I can feel change happening. I wanted to dedicate time for myself in order to grow, and one thing that's important in terms of the whole depression and expression thing is that everything happens for a reason as well. I'm not exactly the most religious person of all time, but I do believe that you have some sort of destiny, and there's something out there for everyone, as long as you put that work in, as long as you don't take things for granted and you're grateful to be alive, and to have a roof over your head, and to have clean clothes, food, parents, in a relationship, whatever it is. As long as you're grateful and as long as you work, I believe you'll flourish towards that purpose. And this is my first video, so I might be waffling a bit, but I really want to try and make these videos themed, and I don't want to go too far off topic, and I want to see if I can keep it on like a bit of a linear scale. But and I would also like to use this as a platform for people to learn about me and for me to learn about viewers, for example, because then we can kind of bounce off each other and we can help each other, especially in an online social space as well. I feel like there's some really good opportunities to better yourself with things online, and then that could be transferable to in person. And we're in such a digital world now, but there are so many things that you can do simply from home that can help. Now, I'm 22, I'm young, I've got lots of time on my plate, but I specifically this year have always felt like I've had to rush and get things done, like loads of things done in one day. Otherwise, I won't feel happy. And I've always got to make sure things are organized in a certain way, and I've got to always make sure I'm, you know, pleasing others or whatever. But what I'm learning is that you really need to take time for yourself and not be like arrogantly selfish, but selfish in a sense that you prioritize yourself and your well-being, and learn methods for yourself in order to express and become happier. I feel like if you try too much for other people, there'll be so much energy sucked out of you all the time, and you'll have nothing else to give. If you work on yourself and have the right people around you, you won't have to feel like you have to do that. You won't have to feel like you have to give all the time or always help out. It'll be like a natural thing. People will be there for you, you'll be there for them, but you'll also be there for yourself, which is extremely important for sure. But in order to express oneself, it takes a lot out of you. Confidence is one of the main qualities that a lot of people strive for and struggle to achieve, including me. I'm naturally not a confident person, but I'm getting there. I'm working on it all the time to become that best version of yourself, to become as confident as I possibly can be. And you can't rush it. This might sound quite corny, but you can't rush art, because I think confidence is an art. Like, to have it is, it's commendable, really. To have that self-confidence, that high self-esteem, and to not care, and to live for yourself, and to have things to work towards, and to not be held back by your own negative tendencies and compulsions. It's commendable. And I feel like everyone should work towards that. So I could talk about the ways it's helped me, like, for certain this year, because I've actively explored myself. I've actively explored hobbies such as drumming, which I wanted to do for years, and I've only just started doing it. But as long as I'm doing it now, like, who cares if I didn't do it before, or who cares if you spent so long to do something and you're only just doing it? At least you're doing it now. That what matters is now. But drumming is a new expressive form I found, and music is really good because playing an instrument is really good because that's literally all you're doing. You're expressing yourself in a musical way, and that can really, really help you mentally progress and become the self you want to be, and the happier self. Drumming, I could definitely recommend it to people because it's such a physical art. You're always feels like you're always expending so much energy all the time, and afterwards, especially after a long session or a lesson, you feel quite mentally drained, because learning all this coordination and doing things separately with different body parts, like, it's draining and it takes a lot out of you, but it's really, really good, and you feel really, really good because you're learning, and to learn is to achieve, and to achieve is to be happy and fulfilled, and that's an expressive thing. And then it's exciting because then you can progress even further in that. And that's just one example, but I feel like it's quite strong, and it's definitely helped me out a lot. So maybe an instrument Learn an instrument, rekindle an old hobby that you really enjoyed. Maybe you played years ago on something and put it down and never touched it since. Pick it up again, especially if you're going through times of hardship, and just play around. You'd be surprised how much it can do. We as humans are quite simplistically minded, and things do make us quite happy quite easily. And it's just about kind of understanding that and knowing that, really, because a lot of people tend to forget, especially when you overthink through depressive tendencies. You kind of think it's very hard to become happy, or that can't help. That's almost irrational. It definitely can. You almost kind of find it hard to believe that it can help, because you're thinking about it so much. But when you just do something, when you learn something and then you start to enjoy it, you really start to appreciate it, and it can really help you. So that's one thing I've definitely done this year as well, is also singing. I've again, it's similar to drumming. It's a musical thing. It's expressing yourself. Have a go at singing. Sing some of your favorite songs. Record yourself. Maybe post some online if you're brave enough. Get some feedback. Learn to become better. There's a lot of emotion involved, especially if it's a specific type of song that you really, really enjoy and it brings a certain mood out of you. Another thing could simply just be going for walks, or going for runs, or exercising, physically expressing yourself. Exercise is something that I can't recommend enough. I exercise extremely frequently and I have done for a very long time, and this could be an entirely new video, and I don't want to waffle when I feel like I've done that on this video, but exercising I've been consistently doing for so long now that I'm almost in too deep to stop, and I have that certain discipline now that I know that I just got to do it, because it really, really helps me in the long run. And the accomplishment after, which I think is a strong point as well, the accomplishment after playing an instrument, knowing that you're getting better, or doing a hard workout, or hitting that right note when you're singing, is really, really fulfilling. And fulfillment is something that we as humans strive to achieve. Whether it be just simply going for a walk, doing a little light jog, or lifting a few dumbbells for a while, it still counts. As long as you get some minutes in a week. Like, you can just start off small, and I know some people are quite adamant not to. The dopamine, serotonin, and endorphins that get released from exercise is the longevity of such is extremely rewarding and could take you far. And doing so is almost transferable. The energy you can get from that, you can apply it to other things, especially if you get exercise done like at the start of the day. If you set an alarm quite early on and get exercise done quick, the rest of the day can feel a lot easier. And that's definitely something I've been doing recently as well, which has been helping me out a lot. Like, I'm not a morning person at all. I'm always exercising like mid-afternoon or late afternoon or after work. I rarely do it in the mornings. In fact, it's like 3:30 now, and I still have to do a few things. But I know I'll get it done, because I built that discipline through time, and everyone's able to do it. It just takes dedication. It takes willingness to improve. It takes just understanding your limits and wanting to be better. The body is extremely capable and extremely impressive, and I feel like it's extremely exciting and rewarding to understand that your body can be capable of such amazing things. The transformations that you can go through are crazy. Your body is capable of a lot. It's just about unlocking it. Feelings and the mental improvement that coincide with it. It's kind of ultimately why I do it as well. Like, I like to look good in myself, mainly. That it should always be for yourself. But it's also just, it makes me feel so much better, and that's it, really. So that's definitely another expressive form. I don't want to make this too long. It's been 20 minutes now and I've stuttered a lot. And I don't know if this has probably been quite a jumbled video, and not been as direct as I want it to be. Probably have strayed off a few times, but I've really wanted to do this for a minute. I've even wrote some stuff down about what I wanted to talk about, and I might discuss quite a few of these in other videos as well. Like, I thought I'd touch on expression today. Putting yourself out there, even though it's very, very hard, can take you so far. It takes a while, which is why I mentioned patience. But if you persevere, you'll get there. And I'm constantly working on it all the time, challenging my comfort zone and just trying to be a better me. And I really want to share that, because it can do absolute wonders for you as a person. And then you can transfer that energy and share that energy amongst your peers, your colleagues, or your best mates, or your relationship that you're in, your girlfriend, your boyfriend. And it just like, it makes everyone feel better in themselves. Straying away from conflicts is important, you know? Protecting your peace of mind. If you're going through a lot of pain watching this video and you're struggling to put yourself out there and you're struggling to find things that make you happy, just understand that there is a method for everyone. Everyone is different, so everyone has to discover their own thing themselves. So it really is up to you to find out what it is. But the reassurance I can give you is that the pain does not last. Pain is temporary. If you suffer the pain now, if you go through it, you battle it, and you always keep trying every day, the pleasure you will get will be incomprehensibly huge. And I know it's difficult to also believe things will be okay, especially if you're going through something really, really difficult or experiencing loss or anything really, really upsetting, or you're hurting in some particular way. It's important to keep fighting through that really raw period, you know, those stages of grief, because as you go on, every single time, no matter how many times you get hurt, every single time you'll have an enlightening moment. You'll start to think more rationally and start to understand that everything will be okay, and you deserve better. Well, whatever it is, you deserve something really, really good. But it's important to just keep working, keep wanting to improve, keep finding ways to be happy, keep doing activities to express yourself. It's an art form. Cringe, maybe, but it is, and it will take you further than you ever realize.